Ladies and gentlemen, back here at the 2023 Cars Racing Show here at the Hickory Metro Convention Center, over here at the Joy of Seating booth with our buddy Randy LaJoy. What's going on?
Well, we're just sitting here trying to sell some seats and keep people safe.
I hear you there. I hear you there. And man, it's always one of the coolest booths out here. I think seats are awesome, and I'll be quite honest with you. Looking at, I've sat in your seats, and I just love them for some reason. They're awesome.
You know, this seat, a lot of people don't realize, but Mark Donahue, the late Mark Donahue, was one of Penske's first racers, wonderful racer, champion, had this seat in his Trans Am cars in 1970 and 71. My dad's a Hall of Famer, a racer. I remember going to a car show in 71 up in Hartford, Connecticut, and my dad ended up sitting in Mark's car, and Mark says, I build these seats, I'll sell you one. And so my dad did. And so when I started driving, this is what I used. And Mark Donahue was a smart guy and one of the first racing engineers that I know of. That he went a whole different approach to racing, and it changed the course of Penske because Penske they've done well, and a lot of it I think is because Mark was such a sharp guy.
That's right, for sure. Well, man, what Randy, I want to ask you, and you put so much behind, just like you were talking about Mark Donahue. You put so much behind these seats, so much thought and effort into making it as safe as seat as you can. What makes your seat different than other seats on the market?
Fits you a lot better. I put a round plug in a round hole. The bottom of my seat's are round, the shoulders are round, the back's got a little curve in them. But that is not easy to do, and that's why nobody has done it up until I come in with I got stampings made, and that's the only way I could have done it. Because to make a flat piece of aluminum into something round, that's not easy. So there's a lot of shape in these things that it fits the body better. When a body is in contact with 95% of the seat, you're going to feel better than when it's in contact with 80% of the seat. So, you know, by being round, your hips are secured. I've learned a lot going to a lot of racetracks. I've been to about 180 racetracks, watching, see how things are mounted, see how things are not mounted. And it's worked with a lot of the chassis builders. Okay, guys, you know, because 10 years ago, they only had one mount in the back of the seat. I was like, you can't hold a good seat in by one bolt in the back because it's going to move. And we're learning that the less the driver moves, the better they're going to be. So, you know, the chassis builders had to get on board and change some mounting issues. And it's always a continual battle. I'm trying to get our NASCAR-style seats in these cars here, but that's going to be a whole nother mounting issue. Working with the SRX guys, we do all the seats for the SRX cars. And that was a project because they have, you know, 18 guys, 16 guys that are driving those things, and they're not all the same. You know, there's jockey size and there's big guys. So you know, we had to do a couple different things to make it work.
I want to ask you real quick. You're talking about the NASCAR style seats, and it's been a big topic in this new car in the Cup Series. Knowing your son's driving one, and knowing the safety that you want to put into a seat. What do you think is part of the issue there, and what do you think is going to fix that?
I think NASCAR's done a great job, you know, since '01. Since we lost Dale, you know, nobody really paid attention to the five guys before Dale. So once we lost Dale, NASCAR's done a tremendous job with driver safety. This new car, obviously, is too stiff, too heavy. And they've done some stuff this year to help the crushability. Backing into a crash used to be the easiest thing ever. So I was really surprised when these guys are backing into things getting hurt. But as solid as these cars are, I can see why. So now but then again, the team owners, they're like, well, we don't want the cars to crush. We want to keep going. We want them to crash and keep going. Well, how do you do that other than making bulldozers? And so that was part bulldozer, and so that they're getting that out. So now if the guy backs into the wall, I don't believe you're going to see them keep going. You know, the drivers are going to be able to keep going the following week without sitting out to do the concussion protocol. but the car's not gonna. But you know what? At the end of the day, we got to keep the drivers safe. I'm kind of partial to the drivers, and I've been told plenty of times, we get anybody to drive our cars, and there's drivers that will. But sometimes you're going to see a guy drive a race car that might be in the Hall of Fame, and then you're going to just see a guy that drives a race car that's probably never going to be in the Hall of Fame. So some guys get it and some guys don't, and I'm trying to keep all of those guys safe.
Good deal, man. Well, it's awesome to see your stuff out here. We appreciate you coming out and sharing it with us. And if anybody's looking for a seat, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
The Joy of Seeing, www.thejoyofseeing. You can call us. We're in Concord, 704-795-7474. 2 championship numbers. I got 2 championships, so we kept it in the phone. But, this is the tail end of trade show season, and we're probably 200 orders behind, but we're doing the best we can.
That's like I tell everybody, that's a good problem, because if you're going somewhere and they got something just readily available, obviously nobody wants it.
I mean, I try to do the best I can late summer and build a bunch of stock up. But we've been to Tulsa, going back to Tulsa, got with the trade shows. So pretty much everything I built is all depleted. It's all gone. So, okay.
Good problem.
It is. But, everybody, I don't stress as bad as I used to with people not getting the orders, because I tell them, I said, you knew in September you needed a seat. Why did you wait till January? So, I'm not stressing no more. We build our 15, 20 seats a week, and that's what we do. And I'm not going to add 20 people to get more done, because one person's hard to find, never alone 10. But we're just plugging away, and we got a good team right now. We got a nice process and saving lives.
Good deal, man. We sure appreciate you giving us some time, and can't wait to talk to you again.
Great. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.